Afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Gooner. Welcome to another show. Welcome to a preview of Arsenal versus Southampton. And yeah, listen, it's the games keep coming thick and fast. It's a shame. It's a shame. The same can't be said about the victories because yeah, it's been a long time since we've had a win in the Premier League. It's been a long time since we played well in the Premier League as well. So yeah, big up to everybody watching. Currently 3 of you already in the chat, so big up yourselves. And joining me as always is Kevin. How you doing, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm good, Dan. I'm good. Not really looking forward for the game actually, but it is what it is, Dan. But yeah, doing well. Kind of cold nowadays with the monsoon season just started. And how about yourself, Dan?
Cold
Yes.
In the monsoon season, mate. You should try living in the UK. It's bloody. It's like minuses over here at some point, and you're complaining about monsoon season in Malaysia. I'd love to be in Malaysia right now. I'd still be walking around in shorts and t-shirt, mate. If you ain't experienced cold until you come to the UK. Talking about cold. That's probably more like a tickly breeze than a blooming chill, mate. If you want to experience cold, come over to the UK.
That's the last thing I would want to do then.
Come over to the UK and experience proper cold weather.
Oh man,
bloody cold! I can't believe cold. Jesus Christ!
Imagine sitting in the office, air conditioned, and then coming back to my room, air conditioned as well, with the soaking wet, rainy weather. Oh man, Jesus!
That's the kind of wimpy attitude I expect from Bellerin, not you, Kevin. Do you know what I mean? Come on, cold.
No, don't remind me of bloody Zoolander, man. Oh shit.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, bloody cold weather. Oh jeez.
But nothing beats Sam's weather. Nothing beats up Sam's weather in the Norwegian region, man. That gotta be crazy over there, down there.
Yeah. So big up everybody in the chat. Remember, do keep smashing that like button, drill the like button, smash the like button, pound the like button. Before we get into the preview as well, I'm just going to say this. I am going to be back with Simpy at 10 to 6 this evening, doing a watch along of the Wolves-Chelsea game. So yeah, do head over once this stream finishes and smash a like on that video as well, because I will be back at 10 to 6. We're going to be watching Wolves versus Chelsea. That should be a really good game as well. Should be a really, really entertaining game. But listen, back to our dreadful dead club, and that is Arsenal. Kevin, how are you feeling about this game? Because I'll tell you something now, right? Yeah, I am not confident at all. Even if we were playing against one person, I wouldn't be confident. Do you know what I mean? Because Arsenal would still have the capacity to fuck it up. So yeah, I'm not confident, mate. But how are you feeling about it?
Oh, speaking about confidence, I'm not even looking forward to the game. Might as well can we call off this game, man? Because I don't want to see another embarrassment, man. If speaking about 1-0 defeats and embarrassment against Burnley, Southampton is one of the teams that's capable to not hit 1, not hit 2, probably 3 or 4 against us, with the likes of Danny Ings, Shea Adams, and Ward-Prowse. They got a lot of ballers down there, and probably if we don't perform well defensively, they're going to punish us. And oh man, I'm not really looking forward to this game. This has written an embarrassment, you know. Without even looking at this game, without even looking forward to the formation, I think this is going to be an embarrassment. But it is what it is, right? So we'll just have to go through this, you know, go through the motions and stuff. But I think this one game that I'm not really looking forward at.
Yeah, big up Sam, big up Melina, big up John, big up Bertrand, big up Cheddars. And yeah, they're all talking about you struggling with the cold weather or not cold weather. So yeah, big up all you legends in the chat. Remember, do keep smashing the like button, guys. We'd really appreciate that. and keep subscribing if you're new as well. I'm so close to 1,400 subs. So yeah, like I said as well, I will be back later with a watch along for the Chelsea Wolves game. But yeah, so Kevin, I want to because Arteta he done a bit of a press conference this morning, or part one was released of it. They haven't released the second half of it yet, but he was saying, you know, he was kind of basically saying that you know, he was kind of basically saying that you know, some of these players, you know, he said that he kind of alluded to the fact that, you know, he kind of glossed over the poor performances in a way, in terms of, so basically he said, so basically he said that you know, it's just the fact that we're not putting the ball in the net.
Yeah, but what's the point? The thing is, then you can brag on, the manager can keep on hyping up, and we are putting in enough crosses in. We are having the possession of the ball. We outnumber the number of passes against opponents. It makes no sense at all. What's the point you're playing possession football when you're not even moving forward? What's the point of you putting in crosses when you got your center forward playing in the left wing, and recently he's playing in the middle as well? But at the same point, who's the ball going to? Aubameyang is not the player that's going to header the goal and score goals with a header. You know, he's only scored 3 goals in header. So I don't think so. Whatever statements he makes during his press conference just seem to cover up the cracks. You know, he's just peppering over the cracks. He's just trying to say that his team plays well, but at the same time, he's not calling out players and just saying that they're not playing well. They're not putting enough effort.
That's the thing as well. Big up Tubbs as well, big up Steve, and big up Bertrand as well. He just said Southampton will tear us a new one. Yeah, they will. And that's the thing, right? That's the thing as well. That I'm just not confident at all for this game. I'm not confident. You know, I'm really not confident, and that's the thing. Like, he always in every single press conference, he always glosses over the fact that the poor performances, and he's always blaming it on these fine margins of football, you know, like how we're not scoring goals. And he kind of seems to be under the impression that that's the only problem with the team. And now whether or not he's got stuff that he's not releasing to the public, but let's be honest here, Kevin, right? It's not a happy camp, is it, at Arsenal?
Yeah.
It's not a happy camp. I personally believe that it's the players leaking all the information out, to try and make it harder for Arteta to kind of make sure that his position is untenable. And I think they've taken a united front because of he left Ozil out. And I also believe that, you know, he's just lost it. He's just lost it, you know, with the same with the punishments and stuff. You know, the non-negotiables have completely gone out the window. He's treating players differently to others. And we all know he has his favourites. You know, we all know that he has his favourites. We all know that he has his. We all know that he has his favourites and stuff, don't we? You know, listen, Bellerin, Jesus Christ, what does he do? What does he do to get dropped? I mean, he's dropped now because he's got a second yellow card. And Granit Xhaka. So when Granit Xhaka does something stupid, apparently he's showing passion. But when Pepe does the same thing, it's unacceptable. And I'm sorry, I just don't agree with shit like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. And then you got people saying we take that out of context. There's no other way you can read that. There is no other way you can read that. How else are you meant to read that when you've got him coming out saying it's completely unacceptable in Pepe's situation, and then in Granit Xhaka's situation he says, "Oh, he's showing passion." There's no other way you can interpret that other than, listen, you that's favoritism for one player and completely throwing another player under the bus. There's no other way you can interpret that. And anybody tells me differently, I'd love them to kind of to come up and discuss the thought process behind that, because it's total bollocks.
Yeah, and recently, Daniel, I think Fabrizio tweeted as well that Mikel Arteta's position is right now kind of secure on the basis of what Edu has put in. Edu seems to say that Mikel Arteta is doing a brilliant job. I don't understand where they get the phrase "brilliant job" in a sense of having 4 defeats at home on the trot. That doesn't make any sense. Are these guys blind to what we are watching as fans? Because 4 defeats, that's not good enough. That's horrible. But the technical director is saying like, "Oh yes, this is a good job Mikel Arteta is doing. He's breaking good records." You guys gotta be serious. I might as well. Edu, as much as he's been an invincible, yeah, he was part of the team that won the invincible title and stuff like this. But to come out and to say that he has done a wonderful job, Mikel Arteta is doing a wonderful job after 4 defeats at home. What type of high grades is that guy smoking down there? Because all of us as fans can see what type of performance you're putting in, week out, and Mikel Arteta pulling up his favorites and just throwing certain players under the bus and just backing up some things. So it just doesn't make sense. And oh man, this club is in the gutter, mate. This club is in the gutter, man.
Yeah. Big up Grant as well. He said Edu said that Arsenal aren't going to spend in January. Listen, mate, I ain't going to. Do you know the thing is, and I know he's done this interview, but I ain't going to read too much into that. And I'll tell you why, because that happens every fucking transfer window. Arsenal aren't doing nothing. Arsenal aren't doing this. Arsenal aren't doing that. And sometimes I do think we can't read too much into that. You know, I know our past history, and I know we've kind of completely failed in the past, but I do actually think, and the more this happens, the more I start to think that this is kind of a way of maybe getting all other clubs to think that we haven't got any money. And that's the thing as well, right? Yeah. You know, they said the same thing before the summer, and then they went and splashed 45 million on Thomas Partey. So I ain't going to read too much into that. And I don't think you guys should. You know, listen, if the January window goes and nothing's happened, then you can sort of start kicking off. But I listen, the transfer window is a minefield, and everybody plays mind games. But if that is true, if there is any truth in that, then Edu can do one as well, you know, and take Arteta with him. Because if there is any truth in that, how do you expect? You know, listen, I'm not Arteta. You know, I don't want him as the manager, but you know, if they're serious about being behind him, then they've got to give him the money to go and fix this team. Because I'll tell you something now, there is a lot of inadequate players into this team. There is a hell of a lot of crap at this football club that needs to be shipped out. There's a hell of a lot of players that need to leave. Also, Arteta was asked about bringing back Ozil in his press conference as well, and he kind of basically said they're reviewing it in January. But listen, they ain't going to bring back Ozil. He's not going to change.
He's gone. He's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
And that's the thing, right? It's hard to keep making excuses for Arteta because he keeps picking the same players week in, week out. The guys who are underperforming, and this is where I kind of get frustrated because himself and a section of this fan base seem to think that these players will hit some form, and that's why they're giving him time. When, let's be honest, right, these players are never going to hit form. The only way they're going to ever fix up is if they get dropped from the team, because if they know that they're constantly getting picked week in, week out, if they know that Arteta is going to always pick them, they've got nothing to fight for. They've got nothing. There's it's too comfortable for them. They need to be taken out of their comfort zone. I've said for weeks now, and I've said, that Aubameyang maybe needs to come out of the team for a little bit because he's out of form. Maybe put Balogun in there. Also, Willian needs to come out of the team because I don't think he's he's just total crap. He doesn't do nothing. I've said Smith Rowe needs to be given a chance in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Like this is just basic errors from Arteta that he needs to start getting right. Listen, as much as we all hate him, and that's the thing, maybe hate's a strong word. As much as we all don't want him as manager, they ain't going to sack him because then they'll have to admit that they got the decision wrong, appointing him with no managerial experience. They ain't going to do that. So listen, we just kind of have to get to a point now. We kind of have to get to a point now where we should aim higher up, because they're going to get rid of him. If they want to keep him, that's fine, right? But it's not fine, because listen, he's not a decent manager. But they want to keep him, then they've got to back him. And if they're not going to back him, then I'm sorry. What do you expect? How do you expect things to get fixed at this football club if you're not going to put money into it? This team, I'd say 100 to 200 million at least needs to be spent on this team. 100 to 200 million needs to be spent on this team to properly fix it. And also certain players need to leave. And, they should have done it in January. They should have done it in July. If they weren't going to use Ozil, they should have terminated his contract, rather than leaving him sit there. If they should have, if they should have got Partey sooner in the summer. They should have maybe, if they were gonna do that all along, they should have done it sooner. Wait until deadline day. Listen, I'm glad that we got Thomas Partey, but wait until January. Wait until the summer deadline day. They should have done it soon. If that was always their intention of meeting that release clause, why wait? Because they ran the risk of other people paying the release clause. Listen, Chelsea came close to meeting that release clause. Other clubs came close to that, so they should have done that. But this is January is probably going to be bigger than the summer transfer window, in my opinion, because if they're serious about backing him, and they've come out, and Edu's come out and said, yeah, we're getting behind Mikel Arteta. If they're serious about backing him, then they've got to show it, because at the moment we're only heading one way, and that is down the table.
Downwards.
We're not careful. Yeah. Listen, you look at all the teams around us. It's just total mad. It is just total mad. I don't get it.
I agree, Dan. I agree. It's totally bad, man. It's totally bad. It's crazy right now, especially with all the transfers. Look at the links that we have. We were supposed to get Szoboszlai, and now Szoboszlai is going. He is going to Leipzig now, apparently. So that goes one option out of the window. Do you think we are going to meet the release clause of Asamoah and get him in for a 50 or 60 million something? If that's the case, probably that's going to be our only signing on the January transfer window. I don't think so. We're going to splurge much more than 100 million. Probably that 60 million, then we'll pound it into Asamoah, and then we won't make any more signings. And then that's our marquee signing. So it just be keeping quiet about it. So I think that's how Arsenal works right now. And I don't think so it's going to get rid of Bellerin. As long as Mikel Arteta plays, he's going to keep on playing Bellerin, man.
Kevin, you got a comment here from Sam. He said, I think Kevin needs to be taken out of his comfort. So,
yes, Sam, you should get your ass out of the Norwegian shithole, man.
With some lube and some chopsticks.
I'll get you some butter to get your ass out of Norway, man.
Let's have a look. One man in Ozil won't make a difference either way. He's not Jesus Christ, he's Bertrand. Yeah, do you know what, right? I'm not saying that Ozil is the answer, but when we're struggling as poor as we are, if you're not going to, you've got two options. No, you've got three options. You either buy someone in January, or you put Ozil on the bench at least, so you can have an option there, or you just give Smith Rowe a chance. And he's not doing either of them, which for me, sticking with these same players is the wrong thing to do. And do you know what? Do you know that it pains me to say this, right? Yeah. But in some ways, I hope we don't win. And the only reason I say that, because if we win, it's just going to gloss over a load of cracks. And then everyone's going to be like, and then we're going to be the square one. I hope that this bad form continues, because then the board will have to act. And that's the only way they're going to act. And I know a lot of people are going to be, you're negative. That's just total bollocks and all that. But listen, say we win, and then we go back to losing after that. it's just going to paper over a lot of cracks. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, you want Arsenal to lose?" No, I don't. I don't want Arsenal to lose. But you have to look at it. This board don't act until we're in proper dire. So listen, that's the only way I can see it ever. If we win somehow tomorrow, which is unlikely, then we're gonna, they're gonna be like, "Oh, look, we've managed to win." It's just gonna gloss over a lot of cracks.
Agreed. Do you think, Daniel, we'll get Hassam Awa in January transfer window? Do you think we'll get him?
Big up Chadwick as well. He says not with that recruitment team.
It's horrible, man. It's
Arsenal
horrible.
spent more than yeah, but do you know the thing is, right, Chadwick? Yeah, you say that Arsenal spent more money. It's just we've spent it wrong. That's the thing. And I don't know. This football club is rotten from the top down. That we've got shit owners who just don't give a fuck. We've got board members who can't even agree on anything. It's like bloody Jeremy Kyle. And then we've got a director of football, Edu, who is just, I don't know, this guy is total clueless. And do you know what, right? I have been sticking up for Edu, right, yeah, and said that, listen, he did bring in Thomas Partey, which, listen, no one's going to disagree that Partey's not a good signing. He's a brilliant signing, Thomas Partey. But if it's true what he said, and that Arsenal aren't spending any money, if it is true, because this is why I'm sitting on the fence with this whole thing, because listen, transfer windows, it's like mind games. Do you know what I mean? It is. Everyone plays the game. Everyone knows how to play the game when it comes to transfers. So I'm not buying too much into the whole, "Oh, we're not spending any money." How many times do we hear that yet? How many times do we hear, "Oh, Arsenal ain't got no money, Arsenal ain't spending it," and then we go and drop 40 million, 50 million, 72 million on a player? So I ain't buying all that crap. Listen, it's just, it is what it is. But Edu, if it is true, if there's any truth in that, then that's just pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. And isn't it funny, right? Yeah, how Arsenal always refuse legends to come at this club. Even fucking Thierry Henry turned over the TV. Do you know what I mean? When he saw that Granit Xhaka was playing, even Thierry Henry, the greatest player to ever play for Arsenal, was like, "Fuck this, I'm going to watch something else." Do you know what I mean? That is embarrassing when you've got club legends coming out and saying, "Granit Xhaka was captain, I can't be fucked to watch." Do you know what I mean? That is embarrassing. That is a total embarrassment. And it's just, do you know what, right? It's just total mad. It is just total mad. Bertrand says we're not getting a war in January. We ain't getting anybody by the sounds of it, mate. Exactly. Why give Mari and Cedric 4-year deals when they're not even kicked the ball? And why does the media not ask Arteta these questions? Do you know why the media don't ask Arteta these questions? It's because they'd sooner suck his dick than ask him the important questions. That's the simple fact, right? Yeah, they'd rather just go on a dick-sucking process. That's the only process that they're probably trusting right now. And they don't want to ask him the difficult questions. I'll tell you what, get me into one of those press conferences and I would ruin Arteta in about 10 questions. Do you know what I mean? If I was in one of those press conferences, I would literally ruin him. I would ruin him. And do you know the thing, right? Yeah, when he gets asked a difficult question, he just refuses to answer it. You saw the other day when Charles Watts pressed him on that issue about playing more direct and not crossing. He just threw his toys out the pram. I was like, "Oh, I'm not answering because you're laughing at me." You're fucking manager of Arsenal. You got to take difficult questions. If you can't take the heat, then stay out of the kitchen. Do you know what I mean? It's just simple. It's just fucking tapas Pulis out.
I like the conclusion, though. I like the conclusion. Tapas Pulis out again, man.
Exactly. Bertrand says, I feel the same, Daniel. I don't want us to lose, but if it means getting rid of Arteta, then so be it.
So be it. Yeah, agreed.
Big up Nabil Akhtar. Thanks for watching. I'm worried if Arteta goes, the board is going to try and find a cheap option as a manager again. Yeah, exactly, mate. Do you know what? Right, that's the problem. That's the
No,
problem.
I don't think so. They'll do that. Then the reason being is because Arteta comes over. He's not the experienced manager, but he came out with the statement calling trust the process and all this shit. Because right now everybody know the process is fucked. So if another new inexperienced manager comes in and says the same bollocks and say trust the process again, all the fans would be like, fuck you, man, we are not going to trust no process. So right now the board are going to be pressured to getting a much more leading candidate, one with an experienced managerial experience to lead the charge instead of getting a novice again. So I don't think so. They'll go for another cheaper option. I think they will go this time for a much more recognized, but we are not sure what type of, is it going to be an elite thinking manager, or is it going to be just like a simple normal manager, someone like a Brendan Rodgers or something like this. We are not really sure yet, but I don't think so they'd go with the inexperienced model again. I don't think so that would happen, because no fans is going to trust the process again. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, big up John, big up Melina as well. Just join the chat.
We got Melina, we got John.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Can I ask you a question? Right, yeah, because I've seen this as well. Grant, I want to ask you this as well, right? Yeah, and I want to ask you, Kevin, as well. Would you, if Arsenal went for him, would you actually take Gerrard at Arsenal as manager? Not that it's not going to happen, but if the opportunity present itself, would you actually take him as manager?
Yes, I will. Because he was not apart from his managerial credential, let's be honest here, he's doing well in Rangers right now. So I think he's a good candidate as well. But I think he's not that type like Mikel Arteta, who is like just be a puppet and all this, because this guy literally calls out every single thing. We're not really sure how sound is he going to be in tactics and all this, but I assume he's doing great, because in Scotland right now he is doing a very good job. So I think that's a good candidate probably, but that shouldn't be our priority right now. That should be the least of our priorities right now, because we want to go for an experienced manager, but he has his managerial credentials, and he is also proving that on the pitch as well with his team selection and stuff like this. Of course, it's going to be a different dimension in the Premier League, but I think that's a worthy shout for me, Steven Gerrard, because before Liverpool gets him, and of course Klopp, whenever he gets away, he goes off from Liverpool, probably the most ideal candidate is going to be Steven Gerrard. So I think he's getting his managerial credentials right now. So of course, in 1 or 2 years' time, he would be a ready-made manager, so we can get him in.
Grant said I wouldn't take him as Arsenal manager, but that's because I don't want him to leave Rangers. And the only reason I was asking that question, Grant, right, is because I know the Scottish League is not the same as the Premier League, but you see him on a week in, week out basis. You know, I'm going to be honest. I only see stuff like, I'm an outsider when it comes to watching Rangers and that, but you watch him on a week in, week out basis. And you know, see, the thing is as well, right? Yeah. At least with Gerrard, he would have experience. He probably wouldn't come to any other Premier League club than Liverpool, though. That's the sad fact and reality is. Yeah, he probably wouldn't come to any other club than Liverpool. Because let's be honest, none of the Arsenal legends who are managers aren't cutting it at the moment. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like none of the, Thierry Henry, obviously his manager career all has flopped. Patrick Vieira, he's not doing too great. So yeah, there's not really any other options. And I don't know, like I just think about it, and I just think we need to sort this fucking shit out at this club. The club needs to get its act together. But like I said, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Sam, a quick question for you. Benitez, Hasselhoff, and would you take Poch as well? Poch is another ideal candidate, I believe, for Arsenal. What do you think about that, Sam?
Let's have a look here. Chadwick says Ancelotti should be the Arsenal manager, not Everton manager. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ancelotti, right? I would take Ancelotti in a heartbeat. Like I said, the managers that I wanted are no longer available. Like Jose's at Spurs, he's probably never going to come to Arsenal. I would take Ancelotti's at Everton. Listen, Simeone is my dream manager, but let's be honest, it ain't going to happen. There's no way of getting Diego Simeone out of Atletico.
He isn't going to leave Atletico.
Yeah, he loves the club, but he's my dream manager. Like Mbappe is my dream signing. Mbappe's my dream signing. He's my dream manager. It ain't going to happen. You got more chance of fucking pissing in the wind and drinking the backwash than fucking any of that happening. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, like I just look on it and I don't know. Let's have a look. Big up Anish as well, who just joined the chat. John says I'll take Pochettino. I'll take Pochettino as well. You know, Pochettino would be a good shout, and I think Pochettino could really get a tune out of some of these players. Because let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. This squad, for all its faults and for all its shit. You know, when you pick the right team, it is good enough to get 5th or 6th place. When you pick that right team, you know, and potentially good enough to go some way in the Europa League. You know, we should not be in 15th or 16th place. That's the sad fact in reality is we should not be there. The only reason we're there is because we've got a clueless manager. We've got a fan base that would rather trust an imaginary process that doesn't exist and just can't see the wood from the trees. We've got owners that don't care. And that's the thing, right? If this fan base really wanted to, they could unite and come together. And but they're so, you know, a lot of this fan base is so interested in protecting their own image, protecting their own brand, and just sucking.
They're so divided. Yeah.
You know, we're more divided than a prostitute's legs. Do you know what I mean? Seriously, it's just mad. Cheddar says, would you take a punt on Vieira? Not for me, mate.
No,
I wouldn't take Patrick Vieira. Nabil Akhtar as well says, Arsenal should really follow Liverpool as a model. You can see since they bottled the title 6 years ago how well they've done. Yeah, proper structure, borders, owner and players. Yeah, but see the thing is, right, we can't keep comparing to Liverpool because they had sellable assets as well. So you think they got 140 million for Philip Coutinho? Yeah. They've got they had sellable assets.
Yeah, Suarez as well. So they had a few players in there.
Oh my God! And
not really looking forward to this game.
Unpopular opinion: we deserve a low manager like Eddie Howe. Do you know what though? You might laugh at that, right? But I actually think Eddie Howe will probably do a better job than Arteta right now. Do you know what I mean? That's the sad fact and reality is.
Can you imagine his press conferences? Eddie Howe, what do you think about Bellerin? And his voice and shit like that. Oh man, that's going to be interesting, you know.
Arsenal Alex says, I want the whole board and Edu and Arteta out.
Yeah. Tapas Pulis and team out.
Let's have a look here. Bertrand says, I don't want any legend as manager. I could see Pochettino going to Man U, but not here, says Steve. Yeah. Anish said, no impactful coaches will get the job here. The board will just to try and employ a puppet. Wenger was one, Arteta was one, Emery tried to be one and then gave up. Big up
exactly.
Gunner 10 as well.
Big up Gunner 10.
Sam says, if we get a puppet, I hope it's Kermit the Frog. You absolute jokers. Absolute jokers. But yeah, listen. Guys, smash the like button. Come on, smash the granny out of the like button. Would really, really appreciate that. Currently 15 people watching. Just remember, guys, I am going to be back at 10 to 6 this evening doing a watch along for the Chelsea Wolves game. So yeah, all come in, all tune in to that. Me and Simpy, myself and Simpy are going to be on air doing the the Wolves Chelsea game. Should be an entertaining game. Mind you, saying that, I say it should be an entertaining game, but every kind of game that I think is going to be entertaining turns out to be the shittest game ever. I thought the Manchester Derby. I thought the Manchester Derby was going to be an entertaining game, and that turned out to be one of the most boring Manchester derbies that I've done. So yeah. So yeah, don't take my word for it. We got 18 people watching this live. Remember, keep driving that like button up. What are we on? We are on 37 minutes. So I'll read some comments out for another 3 minutes, and then I'll wrap up. So Kevin, just while I'm scrolling down here, do you want to give everybody your score prediction?
3-0, Dan. I'm not going to change my opinion on this. 3-0. On the basis of what Edu came out and said that Arteta's position is still safe, I'd probably go even for a 5-0, but I think I'm just going to stick on my laurels. 3-0. 3-0 to Southampton. Ings, Ward-Prowse, and Che Adams. All three of them are going to score goals. And probably if Che Adams doesn't score, I think Theo Walcott would score. So 3-0 to Southampton, man. I'm not going to change my opinion on that. How about you, Dan? Well. What's your prediction?
Oh, shit. Before I get into that, Kevin, do you want to give everyone your lineup as well?
Yeah, then I think the first 11 should work out with Leno in goal, and then at the left back, Kieran Tierney, and then in the centre back pairing, I think David Luiz would be back, but I'm not really sure with the bust up he had with Mikel Arteta. So in my opinion, I would partner David Luiz and Gabriel in the centre of defence. Right back, I'd go with Cedric, and then in the centre of park, I'd go with Willock, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Ceballos. And then on the left-hand side, I'd go with Saka, left wing forward, Saka. Centre forward, I would go with Balogun, if it's possible. And on the right-hand side, I'd go with Pepe.
Yeah. Tubbs is going for a 1-1.
How about you, Dan?
Yeah, I'll read out these scores, and then I'll give you my lineup, and then I'll give you my score prediction. So Tubbs is going for a 1-1. Yeah. Chadwick's going for a 2. John says 3-0 Southampton. So yeah. Let's have a look here. Steve's going for a 2-0 Southampton win.
Steve has gone for a 2-0.
So yeah, my lineup, I'm going to go with Leno in goal.
John, 3-0. Pick up, my brother.
I'm going to go with Leno in goal. I'm going to go with right back. Cedric at right back. I'm going to go with Mari and Gabrielle as the centre-back pairing. Kieran Tierney at left-back. Then in the midfield, I'm going to go with Elneny, Willock, and Smith Rowe. And then I'm going to go with Pepe on the right because he's back now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Balogun down the middle, and I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka as the other winger. So yeah, that's what I think should happen. It's not going to happen.
Almost the same. Yeah, it's almost the same as ours.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, man.
What's going on with Leno? He's too fucking slow at passing the ball. He's so fucking slow at passing the ball from the back. He's way too. Yeah, Pausel says.
Yeah, I agree. Dubs.
Gunner 10
Robinson
says.
distributes better.
Gunner 10 says this clown Arteta will be gone after the Chelsea game. 3-1
Yeah,
Southampton.
on the 27th.
3-1 Southampton. John's going. Cheddars is going for a 3-0 Southampton. 1-0 Southampton. Jack's going for 4-1 Southampton.
You think we'll score, Anish?
Anish is going. We sold the wrong goalkeeper. It's clear to see, says Sam.
Yeah.
Start Runerson, says Tubbs. I wish we still have Martinez, says John. 2 or 3-0 to Southampton, says Gunner 10. And Sam's going for a 1-1 draw. Let's have a look here. And yeah, that's all the comments. So we're actually at the end of all the comments. And yeah, my score prediction. My score prediction is going to be 20. What did I say? Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, 20-0 to Southampton. No, my score prediction is going to be 3-0 to Southampton. I can't see us winning this. I honestly can't. I can't see us winning this game.
It's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, listen, guys, we'll wrap up here, Kevin, because we've been going for about almost 45 minutes now. So, and I am going to be back later with another show, with another watch along with myself and Simpy. So yeah, guys, 10 to 6, everybody. I want to see you all there. Tune in. It's going to be a really good watch along with myself and Simpy. So yeah, join in Chelsea, the Wolves Chelsea watch along. If you're not interested in watching the Wolves Chelsea game, Sam has got a quiz on his channel, so you can help between the two if that's your thing. So yeah, go and subscribe to Sam Greenwood TV as well. Go and check him out. He's doing a quiz, a general knowledge quiz, I do believe. So yeah, go and check out. Go and give him a follow. Go and give him a subscribe. Also, go everyone as well. Do me a favor as well. Go and subscribe to Simpy's channel as well. His is just SIMPY. I believe that's how he spelt his channel. So yeah, go and subscribe to him. He's on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So let's get him up to at least 800 or 900. So yeah, go and subscribe to him. I'd really appreciate that. He does gaming and FPL stuff. He does gaming and FPL stuff. So yeah, come on, go. Let's try and show some love and go and subscribe to his channel. Would really appreciate that. So yeah, like I said, me and Simpy will be back on here later doing the Wolves Chelsea watch along. Kevin, thanks very much for joining. It's been a great preview as always. Listen.
Yeah.
I hope we all want Arsenal to win, but the more probable outcome is that we're going to lose again. But yeah, listen, until tomorrow, until this evening, all take care, all have a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you all later for the watch along. Take care, guys.